Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining us once again. Another episode of Knuckle Up featuring Mike Orr at 4 on Talkin Fight. And today, as promised, we have a very special guest lined up in the studio to answer your questions about the heavyweight division.
Yes, man. Yes.
All right.
I'm super excited. He's our first active heavyweight we've actually had on the show to interview. So honestly, without further ado, I guess we're going to bring him on, man. It's Fly Mike Marshall. You guys might remember him fighting on the Fury card, opening bout. I can't wait to talk to him about that experience and his whole career and this heavyweight division and what needs to be done in this heavyweight division. So you know what, Graham? We're gonna knock you out of this, and we're gonna bring in Mike, and we're gonna have a discussion with him and ask him a whole bunch of questions and have some fun.
Consider me knocked out, and I'll see you later.
Yeah, man, definitely. Mike, how's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're an active fighter. You're training all the time, man. You're training hard. Coming off your big fight there just a couple of weekends ago. Thank you for taking the time, man. Much respect, much love.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I want to get right into it, man. So what age did you start boxing at?
I started boxing around 17 years old. Right after high school, around 17 going on to 18. And I haven't stopped being in the gym since.
You just got addicted. You got bit by that bug, and that was pretty much it. Did you play any other sports in high school or anything like that?
I mean, I played basketball in middle school, played freshman year in high school. I played football, but it really wasn't my thing. Like, football and basketball really wasn't my thing. Like, because I had to depend on the team.
Right.
I'm more of an individualist or whatever you want to call it. Like,
right.
So, yeah, and that's how boxing came around. I just walked in the gym one day and just, and it changed my life.
Changed your life, fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So currently, what gym do you box with right now, and who are your trainers?
Well, right now I train out in Danbury, Connecticut. My trainer is Dave McDonough, Benny Little. Is the champ? The gym is Champs Boxing Club in Danbury. There's another Champs Boxing Club in New York.
Right.
But this is Champs Boxing Club in Danbury, Connecticut.
Is the boxing scene really big up in Connecticut? It's got a really big boxing scene.
I mean, there's a couple of guys that are good, on the amateur level, like on the amateur teams out in Connecticut, they're really good. They're decent. Some good prospects out there. Actually, out of the gym, AJ Galante runs the gym out there. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He got a show on Netflix that's really good about the Danbury Trashers. And you can see that's the gym. So when you look at that movie, you see that movie on Netflix, Untold Crime and Penalties. You look at that, that's the gym right there. And it has also has the #1 heavyweight in junior and amateur coming out that gym, Fernelli Feliz. So,
be on the lookout.
yeah, it's a good gym.
So what influenced you to actually get in the ring and start competing?
When I came in this sport, I didn't come in it to be an amateur champion or a Golden Glove champion. I didn't even know what that was. I just wanted to fight on. I wanted to be the guy to fight on TV. I didn't. I wanted to be professional coming into this sport, so I didn't really focus on the amateurs. But I had to do it, and I got my experience from that. And being around guys in the gym and seeing other guys in the gym and they're competing and they're fighting. I mean, if you say you're a boxer, you gotta fight.
Right.
You can't be a boxer and not fight. So.
Right. You have to do it. You can't just say it. So did you have much of an amateur career? Like, did you compete as an amateur, and for how long?
Man, I had about maybe 30 fights. I was like 15 and 15 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, it was all learning. It
Right.
was all learning. It was all experience. Again, I'm an 18, 17-year-old man child or whatever. Like,
Right. Right.
I'm on my way to adulthood. A lot of these guys been doing this since they were 5, 6 years old. But I didn't use that as an excuse because some days in the gym I beat guys like that. I beat on guys like that. So
Right.
it's about what you make. It's all about getting experience, and that's what it's about. But yeah, my amateur record wasn't great, but I just had to make sure my professional one was.
You know what? Right now, you're sporting a 6-2-1, I believe it is. It's
Yeah.
you got a winning record. You're
Mhm.
coming off that defeat off of Victor Vikhurst or whatever his name was.
Yeah, boss.
I believe you stepped up really huge for that fight too. Did you take it on short notice at all, or
No, I had time to prepare because we were scheduled to fight him in August,
right?
but Tyson Fury camp or whoever called COVID and they had to
Yeah,
cancel, so they moved it. So we had time. It's just that um, we weren't. I won't say we wasn't prepared because we were ready. You know what I'm saying? But what it was his his speed took the precision of his jab took me off.
right,
Yeah,
right,
it took me off. So and just looking at that, it was just like because I would look at tapes of him and be like, yo, this guy's slow.
right, right.
This guy's
Honestly, I'd seen fights. I'd seen fights previous to the one where you fought against him a couple weekends ago, and he didn't look as fast. He did not look
right.
fast. That's for sure. So
Right.
yeah, I guess the speed. I guess he did something with his speed and it caught you off guard. But hey, back to the drawing board. You know what?
Yeah.
You're bouncing back tough. You're back on Insta, just loving life. That's
Yeah.
that's what I like, man. Honestly, you got a great heart. It shows that in the ring, man. You're a tough guy.
Thank
Um, honestly, run us through a day of training camp. Like, how long are your camps, and then what does it consist of?
you. Man, well, it depends on what the guys at the gym got planned for me as far as what goes down. But some days is like, I go to work. You know what I mean?
Right,
I gotta, I gotta have, I go to work, and every day after work, then it goes to training as far as. So some days my regimen, it varies, depends on what the guys have for me, like so certain days I will go to conditioning, and certain
right,
days I go to the gym. Some days, certain days we be traveling for sparring, so that's just but the thing is like it's not really camp. That's what I do on a regular. That's my life.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
You
That's
live it. You live
right. You
it.
know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
it's not necessarily like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do it. Nah, it's just like, all right, it's what I gotta do to get the fight done. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
man. Yeah,
that's
man.
my attitude towards it.
You said you travel for sparring. Do you find it hard to get a lot of sparring sessions in, and that's why you have to travel, or is it just there's not a lot of people to spar in the heavyweight division where you're at?
Yeah, it's really not a lot of people to spar in the Connecticut area because there's not a lot of heavyweights in this area. Sometimes we have to go to. Sometimes me and my team we'll go to Mass, or everybody knows me in New York, so we'll go to New York, and go box there, Philadelphia. I'm willing to go anywhere for work. You know what I'm saying,
Right.
for good work. You know what I mean. It depends on who is it and what. The stars got to align. You
Exactly.
know, so
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
Um, for the people that are watching today, who've never seen you fight before, which fight do you think represents you at you at your best, or the best performance that you put on to show really who you are? Go
man,
back and watch in your reels. Who do you which fight would it be?
man. I like to fight with me and Steve Fukuska.
Okay.
They gave me a draw on that love, but you know what? I really like Steve. Steve is a good guy. Cause when I went in there, when I went in the weigh-in, and you go in there tough
Yeah.
face and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So you go in there, and Steve just walked up to me. He was like, "Hey, man, I'm a huge fan, man." Steve is a nice guy. He came up to me. He said, "Yo, Mike, I'm a huge fan, man. I saw your last fight here, and I was like, wow." And I was like, "Yo, it's hard to hate a guy like, or like,
Right.
not like a guy like that." You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people from that fight, they could watch that fight and they could see like, oh wow, this kid does have some skills with him. But Steve is a vet, so I say that's probably like out of all my pro fights, that's probably like my favorite one, even though
Right.
it ended in a draw.
Yeah.
Draw. I hated that.
Yeah, that sucks. It sucks, but
Yeah.
you know what? It's the judges. That's what happens when we leave it in the judges' hands.
Yeah.
You know that, man. You do work. That's what it's about, right? The minute you leave it in the
Yep.
judges' hands, you can't really, you can't really say much.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Um, are there any short-term goals you'd like to accomplish, say, in the next few months to a year, a couple of years?
Um. Yeah. Well, in the next couple months, like for the next 3 months, because I do have goals right now. Right now, we looking at a January date
Okay,
for another fight in the heavyweight division. But right now I'm just looking. I'm probably gonna cut down. I'm looking to cut like 15 pounds right now. I got some
really?
extra. I got some extra fluff that I need to get rid of, and
Okay,
I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna focus on getting that off and getting right for this division.
right, right. Well, you know what, man? You work hard. Your Instagram definitely shows that, man.
Thank you,
You know,
thank you.
you're working your butt off. So you're gonna get what you put into it, right? That's how
Absolutely, yep. That's how the game go.
you're right. That's exactly how the game goes. Where do you see yourself in say 5 to 10 years? Where would you like to be in 5 to 10 years?
Wow. Hopefully at a spot where I could contend for the world title or a world title. I mean, there's so many of them. Can I have one? You know,
Right.
there's so many of them. I just want one. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
there's a ton of them, eh? Yeah,
Other than that, or just being another opportunity because I mean, a lot of guys wouldn't have taken the fight, and I'm glad I took the fight. My last fight with Voss, I'm glad I took the fight because a lot of guys would have never took that fight early in their career like I did. So I did it, and they gave me the opportunity, and it was a great experience. And I'd be more than happy to do it again if I have to.
what's the biggest thing that you think, like the biggest lesson, say that you might have taken away from that fight, that you've learned?
Wow, it's just so much experience I gained from that. You have to work on being first and establishing yourself.
Right,
That's number one. Like that's one thing I picked up from that fight. Being first. Being
right,
first is very important because you could tell somebody that and they won't get it. It's like you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
right.
So it's like when you experience for yourself, you see how important being first is in the ring.
Is it an added? Isn't it like an extra added pressure knowing that you got millions of people watching? Is it
No,
no? It doesn't
no,
even phase you at that point. Just
nah.
you just in there to turn that hat on, do
I
work.
mean, yeah, I got millions of people watching, but what they gonna fight for me?
Right, right,
I like
right. True,
they're not gonna
true,
fight for me. So
true.
I have to go in there and do what I have to do.
Um, what strengths do you believe that you have that make you the athlete that you are today?
I'm when I'm in the ring, I'm very aware because the guy's punches. The guy's
Right.
punching at you. So I think one of my strengths is being very aware, being able to evade punches. So you look at the fight again, you see that he couldn't. He was trying to land a big right hand on me
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
fight.
He was trying to find that spot, but he just couldn't. He
He
couldn't.
couldn't.
He couldn't.
And I like that, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna work off that. I'm gonna work off that, and I'm gonna keep that in my arsenal for continuation. But I definitely um want to keep building off that. Just keep
Right.
building off that.
Hey, honestly, I was surprised. He was looking for that big KO. He just couldn't
Oh
find.
yeah,
He used his jab. His jab was a lot faster than I saw him in the previous. So
yes.
definitely he was working on some speed.
Hmm.
So I guess you're gonna go back and start to work on something to help fight against that. I guess. Will you rematch him? Will you take another?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If they offer the same money or more money, absolutely,
Definitely,
absolutely.
definitely. Honestly, Mike, you got such a great attitude, man. You're always so happy every time I see you on Insta. You're loving it up. You're living life, man. You're living your dream. Um,
Yeah.
Words of wisdom for younger kids coming up, in your footsteps and stuff like that, like who are following in the same path. What would you give them?
What one thing I would do is one thing I would say to a kid is to dedicate yourself to it,
Right,
and don't let anything. This is what I would say to my brother. I say this to my little brother too, because he played basketball.
Okay.
So if you're gonna be there for what you want to do. As far as athletics, or if you want to be a professional fighter, whatever the case may be, my best advice is to use to drown yourself in it. Don't get distracted with other things, because distractions, it may not seem like a lot, but if you let distractions get in the way, it'll pile up on you, and you won't be able to focus on your tasks. Going out and everything, going to the club, all that stuff is going to be there. It's going to be there. And I mean, listen, it's going to be there. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is do what you came here for. If you want to play basketball, whatever it is, basketball, football, if that's your sport, stay focused on it and get better. That's what it's all about. And if you got a lady, treat her right, and don't make mistakes with her.
Right.
Because if she's on your side, and there's gonna be other women looking at you and all this stuff. But yeah, and it happens. But if you got a lady and she's been holding you down, you need to do the right thing. So
That's
and
it.
that's the best advice I can say, is just do the right thing.
Yo,
You
it's
know,
it's it's great advice, actually, man. It's great advice.
yeah, keep God first too.
Excellent, excellent. Yo, honestly, I love it. I love the words of wisdom for the youth. All the people watching around the world, trust me, you heard it here, like Marshall. Yo, how do we get the nickname, brother? How do we get Fly Mike?
Oh, how did I get it? It's
Yeah.
just something. I so my father's favorite movie coming up was Superfly.
What? Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
he liked the Superfly, but he liked it for the wrong reasons. But I like the name,
Yeah.
so I just kept it, and I just said Fly Man. I didn't, I just said it, and it just stuck. So I just got it.
That's actually okay. So now I want to start asking you some questions about the heavyweight division. Um,
Okay.
what do you believe needs to be done in the heavyweight division to uncork this stuff and get guys fighting?
Well, the promoters just got to work with each other.
That's a big thing right now, right? Like the
Oh
promoters are
yeah.
not working together.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they're not working with each other. I see Top Rank and a lot of Al Heyman fighters are fighting on these Top Rank cards. So
Right.
it's a start. It's a start, and guys just gotta fight each other. Just fight. We're fighters. At the end of the day. You
There's a
know.
lot of do you find that there's a lot of politics involved still in boxing? I know like a lot of people always say that politics is the reason why this guy's not going to fight this guy, or this guy's ducking that guy, or these promoters won't get together. Is it still a big like is there a lot of politics still driving boxing?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and everybody has different reasons for whatever. But I'm just there to make sure I get out the ring with my faculties and play my part. Because one day I hope that I'm able to still be able to be blessed enough to pass it on and teach somebody something.
Right.
So
Right. Well,
it's really like you do about politics. You in politics by training hard and getting a knockout, or you know. But other than that.
yeah. I get it. I get it. Um, if you could, okay, who would be your next opponent? Like who would you call out right now? Like what direction are you going? Who's the next? Who's the next victim to fall under Fly Mike?
Well, I don't really go by that. I pay attention. I watch everything.
Okay.
I watch because I love boxing, so I
Right.
watch boxing. I pay attention to everybody, but I really don't have no list. There's no list for me. It's just like line them up. My job is to knock them down.
That's it.
Line them
Right.
up. But whatever the job is, and the purse got to be right too.
Right.
I'll be happy if the purse is right. The purse first.
Yeah.
But I really don't have a hit list. I don't go about it like that. But I do have target and I do have a goal. And
Right.
if everything lines up with the goal, then
It
so
just
be it.
doesn't.
But
So
I don't.
it doesn't matter who
Yeah,
you face to get to that goal. You have that
right.
goal, and your team is working to get you the pathway to that goal, and you don't give a crap what pathway it is, really.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's like I don't want to sit here and call out names. I don't want to do that. But I do watch boxing. I do pay attention.
Right.
I do pay
Right.
attention.
What's your favorite division to watch right now in boxing?
I like the division. I like heavyweight, of course.
Yeah.
Middleweight, super middleweight. I like lightweight, cruiser. I like some cruiserweight. It's not a lot of cruiserweights, but lightweight is 140 or 130.
I believe it's one. Let me check. I
It's
can't
like
remember,
30,
man. It's there. It's there.
yeah, like 30 to 40. I like watching those guys. I like watching Tanks.
Yeah, like the 30 to 40.
Yeah,
30 to 40. Okay, yeah.
yeah, those guys are good.
I believe we have some questions here from some people watching. Dusty Mumford says, "How are the matchmakers going to improve the heavyweight division?"
They got to make the fights. They make the fights. The fighters is ready, and that's it. Just make the fights. Just make the fight.
Awesome. We got another one here from Vinny Ollie asking, "The heavyweight division has been called clogged. Do you agree? Is it clogged up? Is it slow? Is it not moving? Okay. And how would you set up a fantasy route to unclogging it?"
Well, I think it's going to open up. Tyson. There's a lot of heavyweights in the division. I mean, there's a lot of interesting fights to make. There's guys like Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin is a beast. And it's like nobody wants to fight him. So it's like, I mean, there's guys out there to fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, it's clogged. They just got to make the fight. I mean, Dylan White got a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He was supposed to fight Otto, man. What happened?
Yeah, exactly. I was very disappointed in that. After such a big, like, honestly, I don't know how many years it's been since I seen an all heavyweight card you were on, and the heavyweight division started to gain that kind of momentum again, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have this next big fight lined up to go, and then nothing happens. Oh, it's just, yes, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for a boxing fan. You being a professional boxer in your division must be frustrating. Plus, you're also a fan as well, man. So it's got to be frustrating all around.
Terrible. I was looking forward to that fight, man. I was like, man, like.
Me too. So you're looking probably January. Said by the time you're gonna be back in the ring.
Yeah, 2022. I'm gonna take the rest of the year off. I fought 5 times this year, yo.
I know, man. I know. Super busy. Like there's not a lot of people that are moving that kind of speed through the divisions. And honestly, man, I commend you on your heart, your experience, everything that you do. Honestly, you're a great role model for the younger guys that are coming up in the leagues. And honestly, that's why I had to reach out, man, because honestly, you're doing big things. You're a heavyweight.
I mean, look, I want to say this. I'm grateful for that. I'm not perfect, man.
Right.
Like we all got some shit with us, but
right.
At the end of the day, I just try to just stay on a path of, so I can get a victory, the next victory. I just stay on that path, and that's what is important. Staying on the path.
Right.
And that's what I try to tell the kids. Don't get sidetracked, because anything can sidetrack you.
So many things out there that can sidetrack you. It's all about staying focused, that's for sure. When you're ready to when you're ready to retire, not just walk away from this world, just retire, and maybe coach or something like that. What legacy do you want to leave behind for all your fans? Like, what do you want to be known for?
I just want to be the guy known for showing up and just getting and going 100 and try to get the job done. That's it. Hopefully going for a title one day, or compete, or even contending for a title. It don't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a kid who was on the corner.
Right. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm just happy, man. Just know me for my skill. Like, just see what I'm doing, no matter what the commentators are saying on the ringside. Because sometimes they don't even know what the hell they talking about.
Yo, half the time they ain't even watching the same fight I'm watching.
They didn't even have a fight. So how you gonna talk to me about fighting and you ain't have a fight?
Right. right?
You know what I'm saying? So come on, like, but at the end of the day, you know, that's the media aspect of it. But at the end of the day, you know, just respect me for being real, my skill. That's it. You know.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Great answer, Mike. Thank you for taking all the time out of your schedule to, join me here, jump on the show. Definitely will want to have you back in the future, man. Maybe after your next fight in January, because I know you're going to take some time off now. Enjoy it. You fought 5 times this year, man. That's big things. You know, you're sporting a winning record. So you know what? We're definitely behind you here at the Talkin' Fight family. We're definitely going to promote, push you as much as we can. You know, and we're definitely going to be watching all your fights.
Thank you.
Yes, we will invite you back after the next fight for sure to come on and have the same sort of conversation. And you know what? To our fans out there watching, thanks for the questions. We got to let you get back to work or get back to your leisure time, actually.
Yeah.
We'll let you get back to your leisure time. So, just stick around for a few minutes after I sign off here, and we'll have a chat. To all the Talkin' Fight fans, thanks for tuning in. Your boy Mike Orr at 4, Knuckle Up. You heard it here, man. Fly Mike Marshall in the house, coming through, dropping us some knowledge, some influencing words for the kids. It was great, man. Thank you again for all your time. Much appreciated, much respect, much love.
Yes,
Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Mike Orr at 4, Knuckle Up.
My honey.